Calm down. Let's go.
Right, that's all right.
What is up, America? It is game time, baby. Fantasy game time. Coming at you live from the heart of Central Texas. Russell Maven of Temple, Texas. My best friend Jaye Thompson of Killeen, Texas. We're here to break down all things Week 6 for the NFL fantasy football. Man, you ready to do this thing?
Let's do it, man. What, Week 6?
Week 6, and I've got the sultry sounds of Russell Maven kicking in live in Central Texas.
I didn't know Chris was on the mic.
We got Barry White tonight. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a frog in my throat, so I have the radio voice. I've always had the face for radio. Now I got the voice to match it.
Who told you that?
Man, everybody except Elizabeth. So what's up?
Oh, man, just a new week. Excited about this week. Excited to make somebody week fantasy-wise. If you listen to us, you know you're going to win. But
every time we never say anything wrong.
But I do want to use this platform. Me and Russell, we've been talking about this ever since we started doing this. And everything we do, we're both Christian men. And everything we do, even fantasy game time, we put God in it. Not that we put him in it, he's in it. So this is no different. We talked about before we come on the air, me and him sit together and we have a word of prayer. And we want to get y'all involved in that. And when I say that, we pray for our fantasy football friends. We know some guys are going through some things right now. So
we love you, Brian Thacker.
Amen. So what we're putting out there, just when you put questions, if you have a prayer request, you can type that in and just let it be known that before we come on the air, we will be praying for you. So we're not just typing praying on a Facebook post.
We're not giving you the hands emoji.
We actually go to pray for you before we come on the air. So I just want to put that out. We've been doing it, but I want everybody to be involved in that. So get your prayer requests in.
Come on, man. I appreciate you talking about that, but what are you talking about?
First, I'm talking about God. Then I'm talking about Drew Brees, man.
Who?
Drew Brees, that short guy, you know him?
Oh, he's too short to play in the NFL.
Oh, I mean,
he's not a first-round pick.
Then his arm was broke, so Miami didn't want him.
His arm is not good. I'm glad Miami went with Culpepper. That was a good call.
Oh, man. But, man, Drew Brees, man, when you want to talk about fantasy and consistency, you got to put Drew Brees in there, man.
Good night.
I mean, he's one of them guys that you draft a quarterback, and then you don't need him more. You just need him for a bye week. That's it. You put him in there, and you're done.
You could even have Eli Manning as your backup. It doesn't even matter.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, Eli. But, man, just congrats to Drew Brees. And we've been talking God, and he's a Christian man. And even on his platform, he mentions God. So, I mean, amen and amen to him. So, I'm talking about Drew Brees. What you talking about, man?
Man, let me tell you what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Cortland Sutton.
I know exactly what you're talking about, too. Go ahead.
Man, this is fantastic. This had to be the longest non-touchdown play in the history of the league, and it didn't even matter. It didn't even matter. They were going to lose anyway. But Case Keenum throws a pick six.
Do what he do.
Should have been a pick six. 4 yards deep in the end zone on the last play of the game. This dude runs 103.5 yards. And Cortland Sutton runs him down on the 1 yard line. Why? Because it's a play. I'm out there, I'm going to play. And so, God bless Cortland Sutton. And man, if you're going to run somebody down on the last play of the game, you're going to lose anyway. He's like, I'll be doggone if we're going to lose by 28. We're going to lose by 21 around here.
You think Don Beebe somewhere mad or something?
Oh, man. Don Beebe was weeping. He was wiping his eyes. Leon Lett mad as a hornet.
I know they're going to show the video now.
I already know what's about to happen. I already know.
So yeah, man, that's what we talking about, man. You got a good Hall of Fame quarterback, and then you got somebody hustling just because.
It's a beautiful
That's why
thing.
we play the game.
You play to win the game.
To tackle somebody at the one.
Yeah, notice that he was the guy that scooped up the original, the miracle at the Meadowlands. He was the guy that scooped up Pisarcik's fumble. And then he gets his chance to coach a team, and he's like, hey, you play to win the game. You don't know what's going to happen. Pisarcik might fumble a handoff.
But you don't know what else I'm talking about?
Tell me.
I'm talking about Janice Thompson, man. I'm talking about my wife.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Love you, babe. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching when you
She
can care
always
less about football.
She watches, but you know what? My wife's actually here. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So Elizabeth may even be kicking it too. She has 5 kids and 2 pregnancies. You know, she's just kind of a bad son of a gun, man. She don't be playing around. Give her a
That's what she's talking about.
That's what she's talking about, man. Give her a wagon and she can take everybody where she needs to go. All right. All right. So what's going on in fantasy football this week? I thought, man, one of the things that was really kind of on my mind this week on fantasy football is these daggum bye weeks, man.
Oh, wow.
Like
Yeah.
it's just, it makes it interesting as all get out when they've shortened
Compressed it,
they've
yeah.
compressed it to where there's more teams off in one week, but there's everybody still gets a bye, but man, there's nobody going on at the edges, and there's all in the middle.
So we need to get together, fantasy friends, and email NFL office and let them know that we're doing fantasy football. What's up with all these bye weeks? You know what I'm saying? We got stuff to do.
I got a league with 9. I got 5 people off on week 9. I got a league with 4 people off on week 7. And you know what? I love it. I love having all the
strategizing.
Yes, I'll take maybe trying to squeak out a win one week instead of having to miss a guy here, miss a guy here, miss a guy here. I want all my guys off on the same week. I don't care about them stupid bye weeks, But it does make it a little challenging sometimes to get everybody out there.
Well, something else that's I've been hearing too is, as the season go on, we have these trade rumors. And if you play fantasy football like we do,
Perks those ears up, baby.
It could be good for you or it could be bad for you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like McCoy going to the Eagles, I mean, that would be a big deal.
Boy, Mike Carlisle would love that.
Yeah, man. So you have to be aware of these trade rumors. And I think Bell was rumored at the Eagles.
How much backpedaling would he have to do on his Philadelphia comments?
I mean, probably act like it never happened. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Nah, I loved it here. Yeah, Buffalo sucks.
We got listeners in Australia chiming in. I love it. I love it. I'll tell you another thing. We're playing Jacksonville this week, and it's a possibility that our defense will have to tackle Jamal Charles this week. What in the world? Jamal Charles.
Hey, the NFL is watching this podcast because what we say, the old running backs are coming back, baby. They're making a comeback.
Well, some of them are dying. Jim Taylor died today.
Well, you got, Peterson out there still, Gore still out there. And it's like, you know what? They said, man, let me go look at some of these old guys, man. And
Marion Barber is doing some push-ups somewhere right now. Right now.
Just running into a wall for no reason.
At all. At all.
Man.
Yeah, man, it's an exciting time to be in the NFL. I mean, to be in fantasy football with all of these people talking about, hey, we're going to move this guy, we're going to move that guy. But I'll tell you one thing that we had going on this week that we hadn't had before was tons of feedback from listeners and people that are
people are listening.
I don't know if they're listening, but they mess
They're
around.
being nice to us.
They're appeasing us. They want to find out what to do with their fantasy team. So let's hit on some of these questions for this week. Let's start off right at the top, and then we'll get into our positional rankings. We'll start with quarterbacks.
It's all about you guys, man. I mean, if we get on here all night and just do questions, I mean, we can do that.
We can do that too. I mean, shoot, yeah, I'd be glad to do that. Be like, hey, we don't have to do rankings. We just do questions. So first question is, what about Mark Ingram? Should owners sell high on Ingram right now?
Man, should I answer that? Because
He's sitting next to somebody that owns him.
Well, for me, I think he's going to be a good play all year. But I mean, week one he comes in and does something like that, I mean, I would sell high right now. I mean, I don't think you could get any more for him than right now this week.
Jay's the kind of guy that picks up Jonas Gray and then tries to trade him before the next week hits. He's like, oh, he scored 4 touchdowns last week. I got to trade this guy. Get as much as I can for him right
I
now.
have no idea I'm going to start this guy, but I just want to trade him while it's hot. And I'm a hot guy. I'm going to trade him hot guy. And Ingram is the guy of the week right now when it comes to trading while they're hot.
Sure. I have a kind of a long-held theory about this. I'm not a big fan of trading away running backs that get carries, especially near the goal line. And that's just
why I say
how I roll.
He's going to be someone you can start all year for the rest of the year. I mean, he's fresh. I mean, you play hard 1 week, now you got a bye week. I mean, this dude is going to ride out the whole year and be good. And
he's going to do the funny dance on the sideline. He's going to do it all, man.
Yeah, so I definitely would sell high. Sell high.
All right, so opposite question on the other side of the backfield. Is it time to bail on Kamara?
Oh, of course not. I mean, last year, I mean, it was just he just going to do what he do. It don't really change. I mean, the touchdowns might change some, but last year when Ingram was going off, that just meant both of them went off. I mean, Kamara still do what he do. Breeze going to make sure this guy his check down whenever he need him. When Breeze fit to take a hit, he know where Kamara's at. So I don't see a change, if any, subtle.
Do you like Kamara better in that offense than Sproles back a few years ago?
You mean Sproles, then Reggie Bush, and then
No,
now
I thought
Kamara?
Sproles was a lot better than Bush.
Oh, of course, yeah, but I'm just saying Peyton seems to always have that guy in that offense. You know, that's a big part of what he do, and I think more coaches need to see that. Like, make sure you get the pieces for your offense. So, I mean, Sproles with a little more power, even though Sproles was pretty powerful for his size, but, you know, you have to constantly remind me that, you know, Kamara is not small. You know what I'm saying? 215 guy, 6 foot. So, yeah, just the same with more power, like actually more touchdowns. I know Sproles did a little more of everything with the return game, but Kamara's it, man.
Yeah, I agree, but I sure did love Sproles. I drafted Sproles and redraft a couple of times during that stretch. Man, he was money.
Yeah, because you can just put him in and know you're going to get production some kind of way.
Yeah.
He's going to get it.
I'm really liking how I'm sounding tonight. Hello. Thank you very much.
Are you going to bury yourself tonight?
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I fell into a burning ring of fire. All right, let's see what else we got here. We got Pat Mahomes at New England or Matt Ryan versus Tampa Bay this week.
Oh, man,
you had to be an idiot to bench Mahomes.
There you go.
Oh, wait, did I say that? I just said that.
I'm an idiot sometimes. Sometimes it works out.
Sometimes it works out.
But
like
yeah, he's one of them must starts, man. I wouldn't even question that.
I would start Ryan. Man, Tampa Bay has been terrible, and Ryan he's been a number one quarterback in the league so far. I mean, he's been killing it.
Well, it ain't like New England defense setting the world on fire either. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? New England's defense is also schizophrenic. You never know what week they're going to show up.
Yeah, but Mahomes, man, he's it. Until he do something different, you got to start that guy. I mean, you do not want to be the guy that don't start someone and then they throw 5 touchdowns or something. You know what I'm saying?
You benched him for golf like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, but I have my own show.
I've got to do the comedy tonight. You can't do the comedy, man. You know, if I'm gonna cough until I die if you're doing the comedy.
Oh man!
All right. What about you've been talking about old running backs? What about AD versus Carolina or Jordan Howard at Miami? You know Miami.
What? First, I need to know how Peterson. I mean, when I hear this dude like popped his shoulder out or something and like kept playing, I mean, what all went on with him?
Kind of played. I mean, it was like 6 carries for 4 yards or something like that.
But he played with that. I mean,
assuming they're both healthy, what are you doing?
I would probably go Peterson and keep the old man comeback going. One of the old men running backs gonna go off this week. So,
I'm going Howard, and I know Miami has has some defense, and I know Howard. I think it's going
Did
to
you
be.
just say that because I'm sitting beside you?
Well, I mean, y'all do y'all.
Oh, they got some defense. I mean, they have 11 guys out there.
There's
I mean,
11 people out there. I've seen them. They haven't gotten called for a penalty for 12 yet. But I think.
But how long are we gonna wait on Howard this year? I mean, has he like?
I hear you, but he's to me. Once again he's going to be the goal line carry guy. I think there's going to be a Howard week or a Cohen week, and last time was a Cohen week.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with Howard on a hunch.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you, Cohen, our linebackers right now couldn't cover me or you. You know what I'm saying?
Kiko Alonso is playing well.
Yeah,
this
he'll
year.
tackle you after
You get to 15 yards, jump on your back. That's right, you stay right there.
Yeah, man.
First down. All right.
But yeah, so just running backs out the backfield is killing us right now. So
Well, maybe Cohen will actually do something for me this week. Come on. All right, full PPR, new Dynasty League with this year's rookie class. Who's your number one overall? Does it change?
no, number one doesn't change.
I don't think so either. I think it's.
I mean, I'm more impressed with this guy because of attitude. I mean,
he's a superior human being, but
right. But people say that, and then you got to come to the big league and then still display it. And this dude is, I didn't see the what what you told me about the awkward moment again that he had with Becca, but
man, these guys. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna come out, with a news story, about their relationship or something at some point, but they get so close to each other, man. If I ever got that close to you,
who was initiating the closeness?
Man, I can't even remember. I think it was OBJ again.
Yeah, see, there you go.
But I'm thinking he wasn't backing up though. I mean, it was just like they were right there, It was like whispering sweet nothings. I'm like, come on, guys.
Maybe one of them had a voice like you, man.
Hello, it's nice to see you, Saquon. Let me tell you about the NFL. Come right over here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know.
Okay. The question was.
Would you still take Saquon number one overall on a full PPR?
Yeah, but the question
Okay,
would be,
then
who'd be number two then?
All right, so then the other question would be, who's your top five if you have to redraft a full PPR Dynasty League?
After 5 weeks.
After 5 weeks.
And 5 weeks from now, it could be totally different. Man. I mean, I guess
we got support for Jordan Howard on Facebook Live, by the way. Anyways.
I think, Ridley got to be up there. I mean, he's only scoring touchdowns, and I think that's good when it comes to fantasy, right?
I'm a big fan.
All right.
I'm a big fan. And I agree Ridley was in my top five. Who else you got?
Really got to be up there. And I think Sony Michel is going to be a 25 carry guy from here.
Totally agree.
And then you got if Matt Patricia can stop being Matt Patricia, I mean, I like Kerryon Johnson being in that top five. It just refused to get this dude 20 carries. It's like
they got 100 yards rushing for the first time since like 2013 the other day. 2013. I understand it's a passing league, but come on, man.
And then the first thing come out your mouth is, we still going to monitor his carries. I don't care what you're doing. You're going to sit your butt there, and we're going to just do something different. I know it's working. Yeah, so.
I'm going to change things for the sake of changing them. All right, who else? So you got Barkley, you got Ridley, you got Michelle, and you got Johnson. Who else you got?
Wait, who's your other guy?
I'm taking Darius Geis.
You still gonna roll?
I'm still rolling with Geis. I do not care. Just because somebody's hurt doesn't mean they're dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think.
But you could get the. But are we going into that Peterson mode? Look what Cook doing this year. Like. We got to realize that an ACL is still ACL. I mean, it ain't a bump or a bruise.
But in a dynasty league, you're going to have this dude more than 2 years.
And it ain't like Peterson going to be there next year.
And it ain't like, Fat Rob's taking his job. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I like guys. And I also took Baker Mayfield. And I know Philip Lindsay's in the conversation.
Right. There you go. And that's why
Whitney got drafted in 0 rookie drafts that we drafted.
Right. This dude running around here like 190 pounds, but getting 15 carries.
3.
Yeah. But we see how long that lasts. But yeah, he's for consideration too. And but it's just so weird when it comes to the receivers. I mean, he got Ridley because he's showing his hand, but some of these guys are kind of saying, if I get more opportunities, I could be. I'm thinking Sutton's showing a little bit every week, a little bit.
Yeah,
but he got two big dogs in front of him, so it's kind of like the Galladay mode from last year.
Right.
Like he showed a little flashes, but
right.
You got two starters ahead of you.
Man, that son of a gun is playing this year though.
Yeah.
All right. What about Big Ben versus Cincinnati at Cincinnati, or Mayfield at home against the Chargers? What do you like there? This guy's already down a bunch of points. So he needs kind of a Hail Mary here.
I would go with Big Ben. If you're already down and you're gonna ask a rookie, that's not a good recipe for me.
I couldn't agree more. I love the idea of Big Ben just because he's got a bunch of weapons and they put up points every week. He's never been really like the guy that you think of as, man, he's a really good fantasy quarterback. But he's really been a good fantasy quarterback for a long time. A guy you could have drafted in the 9th to 12th round a lot of years.
Every year.
But some gun is 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns every year. I mean, they've run a pretty explosive offense.
And they keep him with weapons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another question.
Man, all right.
Okay, you better come with you better jerk that pistol and go to work.
I better be right on half of these at least.
Jerk that pistol and go to work, Jack. Who is the wide receiver 1 for the Rams right now?
Man, who asked that one?
That would be the venerable Ryan Hammond.
That's a good question, man. And you?
I've already got my answer. Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead, man.
I say it's Cooper Kupp. Because to me, you're going to get a big play from Woods. You're going to get a big play from Cooks. You never know which one it's going to be. The guy that you can count on is Cooper Kupp. And he will throw in a big play now and then, 75-yard touchdown, whatever. So to me, the guy that you can put in the lineup and forget about every week is Cooper Kupp. And I know that sounds stupid because he's not the guy making all the money, right. but that's the guy I feel like I could trust. If I had those three, I would never bench him.
I'm gonna say Cooks. I mean that's you. Just to disagree, just so we can be Skip and whoever else on the other side.
You hurt my feelings. I'm gonna need a comfort animal.
Maybe you can sing to yourself. Maybe that'll make you feel
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
But Cooks, man, he's always a big play away. And, I mean, I wanted to, and he's not a receiver, but, I mean, Gurley.
The Cowboys' number 1 receiver is a running back. Why can't they?
Yeah, man, this dude receiving yards is on point every week, too. But I would go Cooks just because of the big play. And I don't see him like New England did with him where it was just some shots. Like, I think McVay actually...
They're throwing underneath to him.
Right. They really got him in, actually running some routes. And it's dependent on how you play them, who's going to go off. And I'm with you with Kupp. He can make you pay. If you want to say, okay, we're just going to run linebackers on him,
good luck.
Yeah, 75-yard touchdown. The linebacker not even in the screen kind of thing. So that was a good question, man.
That was an excellent question. I hate that guy, but that was a good question. Last question for this week, unless we get something that pops up on the live feed. Kirk Cousins versus Arizona or Jared Goff at Denver this week?
Oh, I'm going Goff all the way. He's one of those must-starts now. He's one of the young guns, new sheriffs in town when it comes to NFL. We got the old running backs, but we got these young quarterbacks. And I know the NFL is happy with what's going on, and they're doing their best to protect them and everything like that, so they could be playing for a long time. But yeah, Goff, man, you got to start him.
This one to me is, whose quarterback do you trust, Sean McVay's or Mike Zimmer's? And I go Sean McVay every time. Yeah, absolutely.
Like Corey told me this week, Corey Barnes told me that he actually see McVay when the defense on the field, like he's not even looking, like he's sitting down turning pages, like he could care less what the defense does.
They're asking him questions after the game about the defense, stuff that was happening while the defense was on the field, and he's like, what are you even talking about?
We have people go out there with that. I don't even.
Wade is over there. Y'all can go talk to him. Got time for this.
He was like a mad scientist, man.
What was your defensive strategy on so and so? Oh, I'm not the defensive coordinator. I'm the head coach. Okay.
I look at the offense. That's all I do, and he's like,
You see how we score 40 a game? Yeah. Okay. That's why I'm here.
yeah, man. So golf all the way.
So first off, right off the jump, thanks for the questions.
Yeah.
Bring them on, especially if you're going to bring the heat like that. That was some good questions. So for the rest of the show here, what we're going to do is we're going to hit you up with, we're going to let you know the locks on the quarterbacks, and then we're going to tell you, 5 plays that we like at that position. Same thing with the running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Then we'll hit you with some long range bombs there at the end. So let's start with the quarterbacks. We're not going to mention our locks here for the week according to one of the sites that we use. And that is, and I'm not promoting them because they're not paying me. I ain't saying nothing. I don't even like them, but I'm using them. So what? We got Brady, Ryan, Roethlisberger, Newton, Rodgers, Watson, Rivers, Winston, Mahomes, Goff, Dalton, and Cousins. So that's the lineup that we're not going to be touching. So I know if you got those guys, you're starting them anyway. So we ain't worried about that. So let's look at some plays that we have in common here. We both like Luck at the Jets.
Yeah, that's why we naming the site. Because how you gonna not have Luck in that list? I mean,
because they're a bunch of morons,
okay.
Man.
Those guys.
Those guys, yeah.
So you said Luck.
Luck at the Jets, man. I like them because, man, they're giving up 28 points per game to quarterbacks. And if you look at the last 3 weeks, Luck is right there in the top 6.
Yeah,
I mean, he's been killing it.
Right. He's back.
He's back.
And they're making sure he's not on any more snowing expeditions or wherever he went skiing or something. It's like they're going to throw that right in the contract real quick. Yeah.
Well, that contract's old anyway, man. They can't be adding that language now. We also agreed about Sam Darnold versus the Colts. So what are you thinking there?
Well, I like Donald because Ed Westbrook and I talked about this. I guess he finally got introduced to Robbie Anderson. Now, maybe he thought he was the ball boy or something because he's so small and skinny, So I think he finally like, oh, this guy's on the team. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I saw him downfield a lot. I just figured he was picking up the tee or something. I didn't know. So yeah. I think that's going to be a big part of.
Man, his locker's on the other side of the room. Man, he knows the guy was on the team. Man, come on, dog. Now I like him. I like him a lot too because Indy's defense is terrible. They're 25th against quarterbacks, and he's really starting to pick that connection up with not just Robbie Anderson, but and Nunwa. He seemed to click with, and so I just
as the season goes on, this is going to get better.
Yeah. Right. And so I think people are going to start reconsidering which quarterback they drafted, ahead. Because I think a lot of people were going with Lamar Jackson and some other guys. But I don't know about fantasy-wise, but I think NFL-wise, Darnold is probably going to be the best quarterback in that group.
Especially if they keep running like that. I mean, man, they get ran for like 300 yards. I mean, that was like high school stuff. So play action. I mean, maybe that's how Anderson got introduced because they were just running all over Denver, man.
Man, I think Crowell had like 12 yards of carry or something like that. I'm like, good night, dude. What the heck is wrong with you?
So
what else do we like? We both like Trubisky at Miami. You don't have no faith in your DBs over there?
Well, I just said, this is my comment. The last time he was on the field, he got 6 touchdowns. So if he falls off and get 3, I mean, I think I would take that as a fantasy owner.
Shoot,
so if you have to, I mean, let's roll with it.
I was wondering where you were going with that comment. I'm like 6-3. How do you even know how many he's going to throw this week? How does that work?
I'll take that 3 if that's what it ends up being.
I'll tell you what it did for me. If you look at the last 3 games, he's got the same amount of points as Aaron Rodgers. Okay, well, that's going to be scoreboard.
That is a Russell moment right there. I would have never looked that up. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So we had a couple that we did disagree on. Who's your first pick?
We talked about him a little bit earlier, but Mayfield versus the Chargers. I just really and they're at home, and man, those fans been wanting something to root for a long time. I can't get as deep as you, but the dog pound been wanting to bark for a long time. and they finally found somebody that they can root for, and he's strappy, and he's doing all and this and
Chargers get in shootouts about every other week too.
and that's what they do. And I just feel like he might run one in, that kind of thing. He might catch one. They just it's going to be a hype train, and it might be a good week for them.
All right.
Because what? Technically, they could be like undefeated or something like that.
They really should be. I mean, with any kind of coaching at all, they would be undefeated. But they had
Or
Hugh
kicker.
Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking Derek Carr versus Seattle. I don't know if you know this, but Richard Sherman and Cam Chancellor do not play for the Seattle Seahawks at all.
Oh, they're no longer.
They are not on the team.
Legion of Invisibles.
Legion of Zoom now, man. The team's just zooming up and down the field on these guys. But I feel like Oakland's going to be behind because they're the Oakland Raiders, and John Gruden is their coach, and this is not the year 2000. So I just feel like feel like they're going to be behind, and I feel like they're going to have to throw. They're going to have a choice. So I'm going to go with Derek Carr this week.
Well, my other quarterback is Case Keenum, and
the guy you just threw into the bus a while ago?
Yeah, that guy. I mean, and it's more about the Rams defense. We talked about how McVay don't even look at the defense. Well, maybe he might need to check a peek and see what's going on, because for all the talent, they got corners that just sits on outs, but if the receiver don't run an out, I think you kind of in trouble, kind of thing. You wait.
If they score, don't worry about it. We'll score too.
Yeah, so they playing lackadaisical, trying to get the big play every time, and that's costing the defense. So, and we talked about Sutton. I mean, Keenum actually has some weapons, and Lindsey another.
They're big.
Yeah, so if you had to, tough situation, why not start Keenum?
All right, I'm gonna go against my team too here, and I'm gonna take Blake Bortles against Dallas. Not because Dallas isn't pretty good defensively, but the safeties are where they're weak, and that's where you can get beat. And for some big points is one of those deep balls down the middle. And I've seen him connect with Cole and Westbrook and even Moncrief and some of these big play stuff. And I feel like they're gonna. I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna be able to pop one. Plus, this guy's had like a 20-plus yard run in just about every game this year. One game he went for 41. I'm like, you've had a defensive breakdown when Blake Bortles runs for 41 yards.
He's pretty athletic, man.
He is.
Because he's so big, we don't look at him that way. But
I know.
He can take off and hurt you a little bit.
So he's also got 38 points per game in the last two games. So that tells me he's kind of feeling it a little bit. And so, I don't know. If that happens, we got no chance. If you can start Blake Bortles and win, the Cowboys have no chance to win because we cannot score.
No Fournette.
There's no way we can score with them if he's going to play well. All right, so there's your quarterbacks for the week. We gave you Luck. We gave you Darnold. We gave you Trubisky, Mayfield, Keenum, Carr, and Bortles. So take your pick there to go with whoever's advice that you like there. Who is untouchable this week on the running back screen?
All right, for running backs, I'm going to cheat off your paper here, man. We got Lynch, Gurley, Zeke, Gordon, Barkley, McCaffrey, David Johnson, Connor, Hunt, Sony Michel, Kenny Mixon, and
Kenny Mixon.
Joe.
Kenny Mixon.
You know who Kenny Mixon is?
I know who Kenny Nixon is.
Did we have a defensive end, Kenny Mixon?
Did y'all have a defensive end, Kenny Mixon?
Okay, well, it sounded good.
Goodness gracious.
But you called me to read them off.
Hey, man, crap, you're in college. You got to be able to read to be in college, don't you? You read the Bible, don't you?
Yeah, okay. And Yeldon. That's what threw me off. Yeldon's on there. Yeah, that's what threw me off. I couldn't get nobody right after that.
Why is TJ Yeldon on this list?
Oh, he can catch the football. Okay, that's why, I guess. All right. And they know that Fournette not coming back anytime soon. So
when you sign Jamal Charles,
right.
TJ Yeldon's having a big day. All right, so we agreed on Crowell and Lindsay. What do you liked about those two cats?
Well, we just talked about Crowell because I think a lot of fantasy guys, and I know Spence is one of those, is that we see it in him. Like we drafted this guy a couple of years because we know he has this in him, but he was just stuck in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
My comment was Cleveland scratching their heads like, what the? I mean, we wouldn't even have to draft Chubb.
Yeah, dog. I mean, you wanted blocking? Oh, that's what it takes? I mean, come on, man. No, you didn't say that we had to actually get linemen in front of you. But
this guy's going for 12 yards a carry, and he's playing the Colts.
Yeah.
So I loved that pick. Also, Lindsay, we both like him this week against the Rams. What's up?
They love this guy. And I have yet to sit down and just watch him. I'm wondering what's so special about him.
Foe 3. You didn't hear me earlier. Foe 3. Legit foe 3.
Legit foe 3, but I just can't get over he's 190 pounds, man, playing running back. Like,
he's got an attitude, dude. He's got an attitude.
But he did punch a guy, in a game. I mean, you can't do that, but yeah, he did do that. So
he did.
So I mean, they just love him. So
they giving him 15.
If he love him, I love him.
They gave him 15 touches over the last per game over the last 2 weeks.
And the other running back got 50 more pounds than he got.
Yeah, he's got a little something in the trunk, and he's still not getting as many carries and touches as Lindsay. So yeah, I like him. I like him this week too. So who else you going with?
Man, I love McCoy against the Texans at the Texans. It's funny how trade rumors come up, and all of a sudden, like you got a little spark in you, and I think that might be with him this week.
So these guys shut down Ezekiel Elliott, but they can't stop LaShawn McCoy. Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is this guy is trying to get traded, so he's going to give Philly something to remember. Like, oh yeah, that guy is shady. Not just McCoy, he's shady. So we're gonna trade for shady. So he's gonna show out a little bit. And he was up to 20 carries at least last week.
Yeah.
So he was off the questionable bandwagon and actually got like 20 carries. So.
We got a new champion on that one coming up. Okay, well that's a tease. That's a tease for later in the show. I got a statement to make.
Okay.
And it's not about this week. It's about any week. James White versus Kansas City this week. That's fine. James White's an RB1. He's an RB1. And I understand Sonny Michel is the guy there. But with no Rex Burkhead and Tom Brady talking this guy up, if he doesn't get 10 catches a week, something is wrong with their offense. And really, I mean, if you think about it, man, there's a lot. I mean, I can't tell you how many Twitter feeds I look at. They're like, why do the Cowboys not throw the ball to Ezekiel Elliott?
Right.
Like, why do they not just check this ball down to Zeke and just let him do whatever and design plays for Zeke Elliott?
Right.
I mean, if they can get 10 catches a week out of James White, what the heck do you think 21 would do with it?
Right. And that's the thing is like we look at players, but coaches go, you know what, man? I have this guy. I have to make sure he touches the ball 20 times, some kind of way. If it's 25 times, I don't care if 20 of them is rushing, 5 of them is receiving. I have to make sure this guy touched the ball some kind of way this many times.
Yeah.
And some coaches get that, and some coaches think there's only one way that can happen.
Parcells and Belichick both have this innate ability to see guys and go, you know what he'd be good at? He'd be great at this. And they identify that, and he got that from Parcells. And he always has a guy like that. And he just knows exactly what he wants to do with James White. And Tom Brady, he needs this guy like he needs oxygen, man. He loves this guy. So I totally love James White this week because Kansas City sucks on defense, and they don't even care if you score. And so I'm going James White.
Okay, I like Alfred Morris this week, and Tease is over. He's a new questionable guy because he's Britta. Okay, so I did jump
Britta. You jumped the gun, man.
Yeah,
You just gave up. You just gave up your punchline.
Yeah, but you put it out there so good, man. Okay,
come on.
But I like Morris because
Britta, even if he plays, he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, if he plays, he's gonna get hurt. But he's been getting touches. Like he's somebody that the head coach is comfortable with because they work together, Shanahan and him. So it's like if you're in the pinch and Britta is still questionable,
Breida.
Breida.
You're calling him a water filter.
Yeah, I mean, he's always questionable. So.
This is my running back, man. I drafted this guy.
Okay.
Man.
Oh, that's why you.
I'm sensitive.
That's why you hate
you hurt my feelings again. I need another comfort animal. I'm gonna need a comfort peacock or
you
something.
You have a herd of comfort animals, man. But yeah, man, I like Morris this week if you have to.
All right, well, I'm going to stay in the same game then. Give me the guy on the other side, Aaron Jones versus San Francisco. He's been getting 6.1 yards per carry, and Jamal Williams is getting 3.7. How long do you think it's going to take McCarthy to figure that out?
Shouldn't be that long.
Shouldn't be that long. Plus, his snap rate has increased 3 weeks in a row. That's enough information for me. Slam dunk. Give me Aaron Jones in the Packers offense versus San Francisco. This ought to be a week that kind of Green Bay wakes up a little bit and starts to go, hey, we're the daggum Green Bay Packers. Right. We should score some points.
And everybody going to know it because it's going to be on live TV.
Exactly.
National TV.
Exactly. You know how sometimes we're watching the feed and seeing who's watching and stuff like that. You know who's watching right now? The head coach of the Panthers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was one of the coaches at Robinson when I was there. When I was a kid, he was a quarterback at Robinson, Kevin Hoffman. Man. And he was really good. He was really good. And I ain't saying that because he's watching either. I ain't saying he can coach, and maybe he started learning to coach. I don't know. But I think he's a state champ. So, I mean, he's got to go on.
We'll take state champs all day long.
Yeah, we'll take state champ all day long. Good job, Coach. Congratulations. All right, what else you like?
When it comes to, I love Coleman this week. I can't believe I overlooked him. I love Tevin Coleman this week because
Devontae Freeman is the new questionable. He's Q-Dog.
Yeah, but he's D-Dog. He's doubtful every week. Like, they don't even play around with him. You know what? He's out. He just, man. And
did we win? Yes. All right, he's out.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting for Coleman to take advantage of it this year. Like,
you know what the problem is?
What's that?
Ito Smith has more than double of the goal line carries.
So you're going to sprinkle him in some too, huh?
So I just ruined your whole pick.
I'm still going with it. Coleman versus the Bucks. I mean, how many times you think he's going to have opportunity to do something against the Bucks?
Gerald McCoy is offended right now. He's going to need a comfort animal. All right. I'm going to take Mike Davis at Oakland.
He's been needing one for a while because they've been giving up points like it ain't nothing.
Mike Davis at Oakland. Here's my question on that. You get a prideful, truly great player on a truly crappy unit like that, like the Tampa Bay defense. How do you even realistically get people fired up before that game? Like, all right, guys, we're going to really hold them this game. Like, were you at the previous games? Why are you jumping up and down?
You was in the film room. You saw what happened, man.
What are you jumping up and down and yelling about, man?
We get it. You paid. We not. Okay? Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of. Like, okay, you've signed a second contract. So, yeah, get out there and
jump around.
Yeah. And
do what Keith Brooking. I'm going to digress again because did you watch Thursday night? You were at college, weren't you?
I was a college guy.
He's a broke college kid. He's just been broke, but now he's in college. But now, so I'm watching pregame, and normally I don't watch a lot of pregame stuff because I don't like the talking heads and half the crap they say. It's all you can read the headlines on the internet and hear what know what they're going to say.
How do you feel? No, go ahead.
Oh my gosh. So the people are doing the little hype things where they're getting their groups fired up, and so they got all the. I don't even remember which team it was. It was this bad. You know what this dude said to his? I mean, he had the whole team around him. Do you know what this guy said to the team?
What, man?
And this is offensive to me as somebody whose show is called Fantasy Game Time. This is offensive. This guy said, "What time is it?" And they said, "Game time." And he said, "What time is it?" And they said, "Game time." Then he said, "Any dogs in the house?" And they went, "Woo, woo, woo, woo."
Wow.
I'm like, what daggum decade is this? Like, what are you talking about? Ray Lewis hadn't done that in about 20 years. Like, are you serious?
Maybe he found out right before and said, "Hey man, you're gonna do the speech this week, this game." What?
Google, what do you say to team before the game?
Where my dogs? Okay.
Where my dogs at?
This
What,
game
the-
time.
what are you talking about, man? I'm like, I hope that was the Giants because that would explain their entire performance.
Oh man, oh, yeah, he got told rap when he was walking out the tunnel, man.
Hey,
Say,
man.
hey man, go hype up the DNs.
You got the whole team tonight. The whole team. I don't know what to say to them. I normally just do the D line. Anyways, I'm taking Mike Davis at Oakland because he scored 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games, and Oakland gives up 35 points per game to running backs, and they clearly are regretting taking anybody that they might have taken in the first round. And Jay and I are upset about it, and we would like to get a comfort animal because we do not feel good. We're sick of this bullcorn. Would you give the ball to Rashad Penny before we have to go?
Yeah, like, what did he do? Like, let us know. Like, I just want to know.
This
man.
guy got 8 yards of carry in college. He was returning kickoffs for touchdowns.
Yeah, he
He's
was-
running over people. They get in the
David
NFL.
Thomason and everything can catch the ball.
They get in the NFL, and C.J. Prosas gets hurt before the first practice and training camp.
As
And immediately they go find Mike Davis in free agency. I'm like, what are you doing? You just drafted a guy in the first round. Give
surprised
it
they would have got Thomas Rawls back or something, man. And he out there somewhere. Oh,
Is he not on the team?
I think the last I saw was Jets, but I don't know.
Man,
if he,
you traded him for you might have got a first round pick for that guy. What did you get for him?
okay, so Jeff Reed might be watching, man.
I don't care. Jeff, don't trade for people like what's the man's name?
It was a hot guy.
Lou Rawls, Thomas Rawls. Don't trade for anybody that can sing or run the ball like that guy.
Oh man, he just couldn't come back from an injury, man. I think he had a bad, he was the Seattle running back, so he had an injury and just didn't heal right. That's all.
So they found out that Davis won't get hurt. They're like, "You're hired.
Yeah, man.
Kristen Michael is unavailable. We're taking you." All right. So running back wise, we gave you Crowell. These are the 2 kind of lead pipe locks. We got Philip Lindsay and Isaiah Crowell, and then we also gave you Tevin Coleman, James White, Shady McCoy, Aaron Jones, Alfred Morris, and Mike Davis.
Man, I just feel like you about to put a love song track on
There's
that.
gonna be a love tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. I hear the train a coming. It's fun, man. I've been driving around in my car playing songs that have bass. Bye.
Oh, Barry White making a comeback, huh?
Man, I'm telling you what.
Greatest hits.
Next week is gonna suck, man. It's gonna be like, why's Maven's voice so bad this week, man?
Well, you talk no more.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, man, you got Fantasy Game Time Week 6. Russell Maven, Jay Thompson, Central Texas. What's up, America? We're killing it. We got the quarterbacks and the running backs covered. If you miss it, catch us on SoundCloud. Fantasy One Game Time on SoundCloud. That'll get you squared away. Fantasy One Game Time on YouTube. That'll get you squared away. Fantasy Game Time on Facebook. That'll get you
Just
squared
put
away.
in fantasy game time.
Man, if you look Fantasy Game Time, the only thing you're gonna see is an ugly bald white guy and a good looking black guy. That's the only thing you're gonna see. So yeah, ain't nobody else using that other than the New York Giants or whoever that was the other night going, "What time is it? Game time." So all right, we're on to the wide receivers tonight, and we got the studs like AB, Julio, Tyreek Hill, OBJ, Nuke, Hopkins, Thielen, Evans, Keenan Allen, Juju, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, and AJ Green. Now let me point out again, all 3 of my starters in the UFC are on that list.
Right.
Why do I ever lose? I should be undefeated. That is not right.
Yeah, I did look at that, and they are in the top 10.
Yes.
Period.
Yes,
Yeah.
they should be.
Yeah.
I put enough into this. Let's go. Yeah, so we both agreed, and we both love Tyler Boyd versus the Steelers. But other than that, we got a lot of work to do. We got to go through some folks. So, so what do you like about Tyler Boyd?
Oh well, I just think he's arrived. He's here, and he's here to stay. I mean, I don't know how much more AJ Green got as elite. Maybe a couple of more years, but I could see him just sliding over to that number 1 when that time happens, man.
No, it's going to be their number 1 pick, John Ross, man. Number 9 overall, John Ross.
He's fast, man.
He's fast, bro.
Yeah,
He's
man.
fast. So is Philip Lindsay. But yeah, I love Tyler Boyd, not because our rookie drafted and then dropped him, but because he got an opportunity and he Wally pipped him. I mean, he totally went Lou Gehrig on him. He took advantage of it. He's got 276 yards in the last 3 games. That's like, if you can get 100 yards a game as a wide receiver, man, as many catches as it takes to get to that, if you're in any kind of PPR, anything, even half point or whatever, man, that's money. You're looking for that.
He's a big dude too, so I mean, he's not one of them just he can catch it over somebody kind of run receiver. So
it kind of reminds me a little bit of Irvin Harper back in the day. It's like, if you're going to double Irvin, man, best of luck over there with Harper if you're going to stick a single guy on him. And it's kind of like that's what Boyd's doing right now. He's like, oh, you're going to single cover me? Good luck. So let's run through these wide receivers, man. Who you like?
Well, we talked about it earlier. I like Robbie Anderson because he's been welcomed to the team. He actually got introduced to Darnold. I don't know who walked over and introduced him, but somebody did it from the team.
It probably wasn't a noon one.
Right. It wasn't a receiver, but somebody went over to say, hey, man, this little kid right here, he's running fast. So just throw it out there. He's
like 6'4",
Oh,
he can jump.
it was Ed told me. It was the backup quarterback that was hitting McCown. There you go. Which one, I don't know, but yeah.
Don't be insulting Josh McCown like that. Luke McCown is terrible.
When did Josh become this great quarterback?
He's had a couple
6 games.
He's had a couple of good years in the NFL.
But I think he was the one that walked over to him. It's like, hey, man.
They both moved their hair at the same time. And he said, look, man, I'm Dolph Lundgren and you're Sylvester Stallone. Go throw it to that dude over there.
Oh, man. So I like him. And not only this week, but going forward now.
Darnold to Anderson is the new connection for you.
New connection, man.
It's like Kelly Smith and Peter Warwick. It's just like money, man.
That's like, man, what game was I watching? And, there was Troy Aikman talking. And he actually said Percy Harvin. And I'm like, wow, you want to talk about a name from the past, man. I remember drafting this dude in the first round. And this dude running around, and then all of a sudden, he was gone.
And it was weird. It was like, my head hurts. Like, what?
Pass on the ground.
My head hurts. My head hurts, man. I can't play. Oh, you can't play this week? No, I can't play this year.
Yeah,
why?
man.
My head hurts.
Nobody told me that.
Didn't I just say my head hurts?
Nobody hits me in track.
It's kind of like being married. It's like, hey, well, my head hurts. I'm sorry. That ain't gonna happen. So, anyways, I don't know what that was about. I'm really sorry. What's happening? We got the.
It's true. Oh man.
All right, we got a mid-show question from the principal at Robinson High School.
All right.
Dr. Lamar Collins.
Amen. All right.
Dr. Lamar Collins, dear brother, he's kind of like remember Corey's wedding? I was like the only white guy there. That was Lamar's wedding. I was the only white guy in the wedding. So,
man, you that guy a lot.
I'm the token white guy wherever I go. I'm like, hey, you brought a white dude. All right, so he's saying he's saying Josh Gordon or Calvin Ridley this week.
I'm going Ridley, man. Ed's a big. He's still on Gordon, and there's a lot of people still, but I just can't go with a guy that's. I know he get one catch and it's a touchdown, but I can't bank on that every week, man. I mean, last week I think he had 2 receptions, and one was just at the last minute. Brady was like, you know what? I'm just throw it, and it worked. So he's not getting enough targets for me, so I would go Ridley, man.
I agree, but barely.
Why?
Just because I don't think it's going to take very long for Tom Brady to start going, man, okay, Edelman, all right, that's 4 yards right there. Okay, let me look over here. What do we got? Hogan, yeah,
you're not open.
You're not 7-Eleven. You're not open. And then what else? What else we got? I got to check it down to White. Gronk.
Yeah,
okay,
he got his 10 catches already.
Gronk got 3 people on him. Oh, Josh Gordon, dude, more athletic than everybody I got. So, but the thing about Ridley is he's been like ultra productive with the amount of touches he's even getting, because he's only gotten a like 15% target share on that team, which is not very high. And so I'm kind of iffy, but I'm still with you. I'm still with you. I would still take Ridley this week, but I would say start turning your ear towards watching for Gordon in the future.
All right. Well, I'm waiting for it. I mean, even with Cleveland, he had like one catch for a touchdown, and it's like it's something going on with him to me. I just
Who, Gordon?
yeah
It was weird the way he got released in Cleveland. And just say that enough. I mean, this guy led the league in receiving yards, and he got cut by Cleveland. He got cut by Cleveland.
And then they signed Perriman.
They signed Des Bryant. Des Bryant, public service announcement.
Go ahead.
Des, they signed Brashad Perriman. This dude got hurt signing the contract, and they signed him over signing you, Des.
And they actually announced it that
Yes.
they signed him. Like
Yes.
it was actually we across the bottom.
I'm totally with Babe Laufenberg on this one. He tweeted out like probably 5 or 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He goes, Des Bryant always said he only wanted to play for the Cowboys. If somebody take this guy's Twitter account away from him, that's the only team he is going to play for.
And you and who was I here? Somebody, me and you were talking. And you said you don't see him playing this year, and I'm just like, I just can't fathom that. And we at week 6, and he's not on the team. So
It's not that he's not on a team. He's not getting a sniff. People work out people every single Tuesday in the league. Every single week, there's 5, 10.
Coleman is at somebody's team working out.
Christian Michael is somewhere in the league this week working out for somebody every week this week. I mean, Edger and James might be working out for somebody. I mean, somebody's getting a workout.
Okay, you know what? Since we've been doing some sidebars, and I've actually just off air, but I believe this, man. You got Breeze running around here, 45, throwing for 400 yards a week. Brady, 55, throwing for 300 a week. I mean, why can't Romo come back and play, man? I mean,
Did you see the hit in Seattle?
man, but they don't get hit anymore. I'm being serious about this. Why won't a team, and I'm saying Miami,
If he goes to Miami and not Dallas, I'm going to kill you. I will kill. You can go ahead and put it on the internet, and you won't even have to look.
It
You
has
won't
to be
even.
a GM out
I'm not
there.
even going to try to make it look like an accident. I will kill you.
Just stand over me and call 911 and just, hey, man.
What happened? My husband's dead. What happened? Maven killed him. It was a bald white guy. I saw him. He came in here and he killed my husband.
Why? Oh, did you see that?
Did you see the 9 went to Miami? That's a bunch of bullcorn, don't you think?
But in this day and age, I mean, this dude knows football. This dude put up numbers. I just don't understand it,
This
man.
dude's body is aching right now, though, from playing football that long.
He done rested a year, man. Maybe he just like his gig, or maybe people still got some kind of phobia about him. I never understood the hate for that guy. But anyway,
We're not getting into that tonight because y'all, you know where I stand on this. I'm the biggest Romo apologist ever. I think if I almost wish the Cowboys would have lost a game or two while Dak was a quarterback in 2016, because if Romo would have got a chance to come in there and play with Zeke,
well, he did get that one.
yeah,
It went bam, 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 touchdown. Okay,
Yeah.
wait, come on now.
Zeke
All
didn't
right.
even play that game.
Man.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Anyways, we're
Great question.
we like thanks a lot, Dr. Collins, Big Turkey. All right, so we got.
we can just skip the tight ends, but go ahead.
We can if you want. So the wide receivers, you took Robbie Anderson. I'm taking Tyler Lockett at Oakland because Oakland's going to lose. And he's in the last 3 games, he's a top 15 guy.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's
man.
still
I'm surprised by that.
He's still returning kicks, so that's like free points. And then he's getting 6 targets a game. He's getting the deep balls. Now, who else is going to get it? Every week, though, man, it is uncanny. That guy completes a pass to somebody I've never heard of.
Right.
Every single week. I mean,
You have
it's
to
just
go and just
like
research.
touchdown. Russell Maben. I'm like, who is Russell Maben?
Yeah, I think they have they the 12th man, so I guess a play every game, they just get somebody out the stands and they just get to put on the uniform and run out there. And he throw a
Touchdown, Stewart the mailman. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I had to look up the guy. He actually had 2 touchdowns. The no name
Moore?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like, who's Moore? What the heck, man? They got first-round picks that can't get on the field,
Yeah,
and can't,
right.
can't get in the game and can't catch the ball, Laquan Treadwell, and then they got guys you never heard of, like you didn't even know they were even on a practice squad. By the way, we're just going all kinds of everywhere this week, but did you see what the Cowboys did this week on the practice squad this past week?
No, sir, I did not.
We cut Bo Scarborough off of the practice squad.
Oh, wow.
Like this dude was like, y'all thought your nephew
Right,
was gonna like freak out that he didn't get drafted in the first round, and we cut this guy off of the practice squad this week.
And you actually threw a pass to the Baylor tight end guy.
I thought the internet
Rico,
was gonna
yeah.
break. Rico caught a pass. All right, who else you like?
Oh man, we talked about Ridley already because of the great question. I like Gabriel at Miami because he's Robinson is the guy there, but Gabriel really been the one that's been doing the most to me. So
I wonder if it's going to end up just being Miller. I mean, by the end of the year, I wonder if Miller's going to be wide receiver 2, wide receiver 1 there. I mean, I don't know.
Right, he has the potential, but it's I just like Gabriel. What they're doing with him. It's like Nagy likes what he brings, and he finds ways of giving him the ball. I like Christian Kirk against the Vikings at the Vikings. Same thing I've been talking about for a couple of weeks. Him and Rosen is just working and getting better chemistry with each other.
I remember when he caught his touchdown pass this past week. I saw 13 go into the end zone on a big play, and I was like, was that Jerron Brown? I'm like, oh, yeah, he doesn't play for them anymore. Yeah. But that's the second early pick Aggie that took 13 for a number on the wide receiver because Evans did too. I like Robert Woods this week. Yeah.
Your wife's teaching you pretty good, man.
Yeah, man. Believe me, my wife didn't know what number either one of them was.
Oh, okay.
And she probably didn't know they went to A&M. But
they better win.
Yeah. Well, I don't really care if they win or not. I just want them to score touchdowns, so she'll give me a kiss. So I'm going with Robert Woods this week at Denver because the other two, they might be in the game, but they're nicked up this week.
They might not go to the right sideline.
Hey, bro, you don't belong over here. You need to go over there, man. No, but I feel like, man, that's just that offense is just sick.
And I've seen a lot of people picking them up this week too.
Denver gives up points to Sam Darnold. Man, wait till they daggum get they get a hold of Jared Goff, man. Man, by the way, I shared the Jared Goff prank video with my daughter this week, and it just cracks me up. If you've never seen the Jared Goff prank video, YouTube that. It is hilarious, man. That it is the greatest prank ever, man. It's like, who are you, the punter? Like, no, man, I play quarterback. Oh, man. All right, who else you like?
Oh, I went through my guys, man.
Oh, you didn't? You still got one.
No, I don't.
Ridley.
Yeah, we talked.
Oh, we already covered him.
Yeah,
all right. So I'm gonna take Jarvis Landry versus the Chargers this week. So we talked about Mayfield a little bit earlier, but the Chargers are giving up 47 points per game to wide receivers. That's 27th in the league.
We got some more questions coming in.
27. Okay, 27th. So he's almost guaranteed to get double digits, and he's getting 12 targets a game. So, I mean, give me a break. If this guy can't get some points for you, I don't know who can. And also like Mohamed Sanu versus Tampa Bay. I know you took Ridley.
Right.
But Ridley's target share is less than Sanu's. And Sanu's been stepping up and making some plays. So he's only got half the target shares of half the targets of the people that are around him in points. So he's kind of been, not saying getting lucky, but he's been cashing in on the opportunities. He's getting more than the guys that are around him point wise.
So 20 years ago when we started playing fantasy football, did you ever think we have a term called target share?
No.
Oh, man, how far we've come, man. I guess that makes it sound like we got money we just important. It was a Wilson or Watson or...
Okay, Watson versus Buffalo or Russell Wilson versus Oakland.
Man.
Which Buffalo team's showing up?
True, but I'm going to take Watson because, I mean, this dude, like, no matter what...
Came up injured, though, this week.
Yeah,
he got blown up a couple of times by Jalen Smith.
That's what I want to talk
Good
about.
Lord.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. Dude, Go have a conversation with RG3 and see what he say about thinking you Cam Newton and you're not. Man, this dude got blown up a couple of times last week.
After the game, he was like, "My body's built for this. What are you talking about?" Then like on Thursday, he came up. He's questionable with a chest injury. Chest. That means you got blown.
Yeah,
the
he
heck
still have a
up.
chest. I didn't know. I thought he left it on the field, man.
Man,
but
he got
I
hit.
would take him because even when they don't even score a lot of points, seem like he always has a lot of points. Like everything come through him. He gonna throw it or he gonna run it. I mean, because they ain't like Lamar Miller or Blues going to rush in for a touchdown or anything. So
I'm taking Wilson versus Oakland. I think they're going to blow Oakland out, and if they're going to do that, then he's going to have to score a lot of points. So Jay took Watson, and I took Russell Wilson. So Dr. Collins, there's your answer. So you can go with who you want.
So you saying our 12th receiver going to catch 3 touchdowns this week? The guy that nobody knows who he is.
That's the third touchdown of the game for Moore. Like, who is Moore?
If the commentator call you by your number, that means.
Ooh, 82 is looking really good. Who the heck is 82?
Oh man!
All right, Jay's favorite man. This has got to be the best part of the show, man. I always love to watch this dude squirm. But we're gonna go for the tight ends for the week, man. You want to tell them who we're not talking about?
Okay, we're not talking about
Kenny Nixon, or what did you say?
Kenny Nixon. I'm gonna find out where I got that from. But we both like Brait at Atlanta because I know.
Who are we not talking about?
Oh, who we not talking about? Oh, okay. Want me to read again? All right. Kelsey, Ertz, Gronk, Cook, Reed, Graham, Kittle, Rudolph, Ebron, and Burton.
Hey!
Told y'all I was in
Orangeburg,
school,
Wilkerson.
High.
Wilkerson High, baby.
HB. All right.
HB right
But-
now. So we both like Brait. We both like Hooper this week. What do you like about those guys?
Well, Winston's back, and that's his boy. So he's going to get hooked up.
Couldn't even throw it to OJ if he wanted to right now.
Oh, word?
He's hurt.
Man, you know how many times I caught myself saying word at work this week?
I told my daughter about that, and so she watches the show just to count Jay's words. And if I say something that's kind of like new information, oh, word? Okay, all right.
Yeah, so...
Do you do that when you preach?
I have to go back and listen since you done braided a word to me.
You got to watch your own tape, Jay.
Let it speak for itself, man. And I'm going to run through these tight ends here, man. I got McDonald, because we're going to get through this because we got some good stuff coming. Because he's in a good offense with the Steelers. I like Ryan Griffin. He had like 9 targets in that game from Watson. And Niles Paul.
Niles Paul.
Yeah, wherever he came from. But he had a lot of targets. And I put on there, they have no more Safaris. So
Austin Safarian Jenkins.
He's out for
Jay
the
doesn't have to jack your name up anymore because I don't know if he'll ever be back. I'm taking Antonio Gates at Cleveland, man, because he gets out in the red zone. Phillip Rivers is looking for somebody he can trust, and Gates has been that guy for 500 years. I'm still believing in Njoku against the Chargers.
I'm done, no Joku.
He has a 19% target share with Baker Mayfield, and he had the last 2 games. He's had 17 targets. So I just think his touchdown's coming.
Saying the word target share don't make you right, man.
It adds gravity.
It adds that you're a school teacher.
It adds gravity to what I'm saying. It's telling me where I'm getting my information from.
Okay, info guy.
Jerk.
All right, man.
And I'm taking what's his name? CJ Uzama against the Pittsburgh Steelers because you're not gonna believe this, but Tyler Eifert got hurt. He actually did. And
I shouldn't be laughing.
Pittsburgh is 31st against tight ends.
Oh,
In my calculation, that's bad.
that's
And I think the Bengals might have the best offense in that division.
right. They're up there, man.
Yeah. And so, yeah, Tyler Eifert.
All right, we're done with the tight ends.
Breaking news. I guarantee if you time it, we probably spend 3 minutes on the tight ends and 20 minutes per position on the other position.
You probably said market share
Oh my
more
goodness
than
gracious.
we spent on tight
Jay,
ends.
do I need to break out the Johnny Cash again? All right. So who's your miracle heave for the end zone? Just skin it this week.
You know,
Jerk that pistol and go to work. Who is it?
I'm skinning this week is, I don't even know his first name, so I just put Swain.
It's Jeff, but
Oh.
it's spelled Geoff. So I don't even think that counts. You should just start calling like,
Jeoff.
Geoff.
Oh, G.
Geoff. You know, it's like if you do that to your child, that should be considered partial child abuse. You should have to get a visit from CPS.
Geoff Swain. You hear? It's a Geoff screen here. Swain.
So you're saying he's going to get another 40-yard screen pass this week?
Well, I mean, I know that was a lot of what it, but he's kind of raised his hand to be the tight end, and
By default.
so if you got to skin it when it comes to tight ends, because it's not one of my favorite.
You just worked in another tight end into the conversation.
Yeah, I did, but I actually like him in my skin it moment. So if you got to skin it, get G off. How you like that cough, guy?
I told you, man. I'm the comedy guy. You can't do that. This is your week to talk. Because I'm gonna cough my lungs up over here. My skin it is a guy you could probably skin it just about every week, and that is Deshaun Jackson at Atlanta, because Atlanta likes to play shootouts, and so he's a reasonable bet to get hit with a deep ball. So I know Jameis Winston's playing, but maybe he'll go out for a play or something.
But see, with Winston coming back, his market share is going to drop, and he's not going to get the
Target share.
target market. I mean,
go ahead.
All right, man. Oh,
I hate black people, man. All right, so you're a daisy if you do. Somebody that you wouldn't start.
I wouldn't start. Well, my past joke that I went to so quickly.
Jumping the gun on his own punchline.
But you know who you're daisy if you do. If you're dealing with Breida, you can have him.
Thank you for saying his
Oh,
name.
see, I did it by accident. Breida, he is the new Mr. Questionable. Shady McCoy, you can go ahead and take a bow. You're done. He is the new question. I don't even know, like, what happens to this dude. Do he have, like, the worst shoulders in the league or something?
It's something different every time. It was a couple of weeks ago. He got kind of tackled funny it looked like a knee injury, ACL out for the year, but then he came back. Then last week it looked like a high ankle sprain, came back. I'm like, this guy's got like the most flexible ankles and knees I've ever seen. I mean, I even posted in our group on Facebook. I'm like, well, there went Breida. I thought I needed him for one more week to cover for Mixon, and then next week he started. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, man, he's Mr. Questionable. There's powers in that, man. He just go into that little shed and then bam, he's good.
I got something for you on this one.
Okay.
I got something for a guy that in the auction would have gone for a lot of money and probably did. Alex Collins at Tennessee. Yeah. Alex Collins.
Right. For all he ended the year with.
All he did at the end of last year, it went back to the same problem he had coming out in college. He had 8 fumbles his senior year in college.
Ooh.
And that fumble problem's coming back, and so they're not giving him the ball as much. And when they get to the goal line, 34's on the sideline, they put in 37. Mm-hmm. So, Javorius. I wonder why he goes by Buck. So they put in Buck Jackson when they get to the goal line. So I wouldn't be messing with Alex Collins this week. That's not a good call. Mm-hmm. So, how about some irony here? Who you going to say? Well, bye.
Well, Deshaun Jackson, your target share is down.
Oh my
gosh. Bye. We appreciate you. We appreciate your jacket. We appreciate your chain. But bye.
One of us will be right this week.
Well, okay, yeah, that's your guy.
Because that was my skin it. You took my skin it and made him a bye.
Yeah, bye. And I mean bye-bye.
Smell like somebody died. All right, well, I'm going to go with kind of
that's good.
a guy that
Peyton Manning put on the map.
Peyton Manning put him on the map, gave him a name, Mount Union guy, D3. And Peyton took him around and said, "Hey man, here's 1,000 yards, bro, and let me get you some.
Don't even worry about it, man.
Let me get you some money,
go
man.
ahead,
Let me get you paid real quick." And he's been around for a long time. But Pierre Garcon, I know you got a bunch of money from the 49ers, and last year you missed because you were injured. But you ain't done nothing this year either. 188 yards in 5 games.
Wow.
No touchdowns and none in sight. Because C.J. Beathard, you may have a great, an awesome grandfather, but that does not make you a good football player. So, Pierre Garcon, well, bye. Smell like somebody died.
That's a good one, man.
Thank you. Well, speaking of good, why don't we bake some cakes around here? Who you baking the cake for this
Man,
week?
I was in the kitchen all week, man, and I really I couldn't just get one guy. There was a lot of guys I wanted to bake cakes for, but I mean, I know we have to narrow it down, but Mark Ingram, dude, I'm about to bake you a cake, man. You took your 4-week suspension, came in, and got hot.
You mean people, when they're suspended, they can come back and play well?
Yeah, man. We don't care about that kind of stuff, man. We don't care what you did. Just perform.
In a dynasty league, you try to trade somebody that's on suspension, like, he's suspended. I'm like, okay, he's not suspended for the rest of his career.
Yeah, man. And I didn't bake him. I only could get one guy, but I baked a cupcake for somebody else.
Oh, okay. What you got?
Crowell, man. Some of them runs that guy was doing, man. I want to give him a cake too, man.
How can he be that big and not be caught from behind on those long runs, man? He's a big dude.
It's like, I think he's one of those guys that after a while you just get tired of dealing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you make yourself like, oh man, almost had him. Yeah, kind of thing. Because he runs hard, man. So I'm going to give him a cupcake on the side, man. But Ingram, man, good job, man. Sell high, though. Appreciate you. Eat your cake real fast.
I'm the comedy guy, jerk. You know who I'm baking a cake for?
Who you baking a cake for, man?
A guy that I've really counted on this year, and he hadn't come through yet until this week. And that was Odell Beckham Jr. He said, you know what, man, I may not be able to score a touchdown, but I can sure throw one. And I'll mess around and I'll come back and get you a touchdown too.
Man, you know what? Since you said that, man, it is uncanny to me how many we watch a NFL that has 98% of the quarterbacks are right-handed, and how many receivers when they go to throw the ball are left-handed. You know what I'm saying? It just blows. It's just crazy to me. Like, Landry and Odell
Dez
and
Bryant.
Dez Bryant. It's like, oh, this guy's left-handed. I didn't know that, but it's just weird to me. That's all. But
thanks for sharing, Jay. You know what? That would almost
make you go,
Things that would make me go, really, man. So what made you go, really, man, this week?
Really, man, these left-handed receivers. No, but man, I'm done. Done. Really, Belichick. I'm done with this dude always talking up every opponent like they're the greatest thing ever. When Belichick got finished talking about the Chiefs, it's almost like, man, why are we even playing them? Man, they're so great. The offenses, it made me think of Lou Holtz, man, how he would take in, I don't care, whatever state, university they were playing, like, man,
Florida A&M's a good program, man.
Have you seen that kicker? I mean, this guy can kick, man. You want to talk about a 30-yarder. He will kick it. Like, I mean, he's one of the best 30-yard kickers I ever see. So, Belichick does that, man. And what happens is you almost get a false sense of confidence about yourself. And then you realize, like, you're getting hit in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? All week you hear how you're so great. And
he gets it honestly, man. Parcells used to do that, too. He's just like, build it. Oh, we got no chance at all. Yeah. We got no chance at all. I mean, you're talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're coming into our place. Well, we might as well not even show up.
Oh, man. And I just see it so many times because of Miami. We actually, like, fall for it. And then we just come in there smiling.
Belichick said I'm a pretty good running back. Man, he would have said you were a good running back if you were Merrill Hodge.
Yeah, man. So, really, Belichick, really? And then you get the media all week talking about the Chiefs, and I'm like, who has like 25 Super Bowls and been to like every national division championship game since NFL existed? But we talking about the Chiefs, and they're so great. And
Last went to the Super Bowl in the 1970s. Yeah.
so really Belichick, and really for everybody falling for it. Go ahead, man.
Man, let me tell you what made me say really this week. And this is a bad really. This is bad, Jay.
It's really bad.
This is really, really bad. All right, you know how the NFL changed all the rules to make it really easy to pass the ball?
Oh yeah, man.
It's just,
Romo can come back right now.
It's like just all you got to do, man, is just drop back and throw it, man.
I mean, you could just
they're just
pitch
giving
it.
it to
Now
man.
it's a pass.
They're giving away passing yards and passing touchdowns in the NFL this year. The Bills and the Titans combined for 200 yards passing in an NFL game in 2018.
Wow, I did not know that.
Really, man? Really? And both of them took a quarterback in the first round and played him. Really?
Yeah.
That is really what happened? Come on, man. That's almost a come on, man, more than a really. Come on, man. You got to be kidding me, man. So, speaking of that, I can go ahead and go straight into my crap on the Cowboys rant, because I can. How
Good
long,
night, folks.
How long would you like to go? So I'll just keep this short.
Oh man.
You know the math signs. Romo greater than Dak. Dak is a great leader, and he's a super guy, and he works out hard, and he does he can sell some yogurt. I mean, the guy, he can do. He's got a good.
He look
attitude.
good in the uniform.
He looks good in his uniform. You know what I'm saying? He's not Evan Ingram, but I mean, he's doing the best he can. But if you can't throw the ball in the NFL in 2018,
That's the thing.
you don't need to be starting in the NFL. And so, and like Troy Aikman said, as far as accuracy goes, you either can do it or you can't. It's not like you can just pick it up.
Right.
And he couldn't do it in college. And, I think the first year and a half he might have pulled a Robert Griffin on us, and kind of, got by, and then they've got a little bit of film on him, and it's like, oh, this is easy. You take this away, this guy can't beat you throwing the ball. If you can't beat people throwing the ball in 2018,
Right.
you got the wrong guy at quarterback. And I hear that. I quit listening to press conferences for the Cowboys because I don't want to hear that crap anymore. He's just a superior leader and the great attitude and all this kind of stuff. Then give him $100 million and suck for the next 10 years. Give him $100 million. I would not give this dude a dime. I would let him play out his contract 2 more years and let him walk. Literally, I would let him walk. Or, I don't even know what you could get for him right now. But, I would start over at quarterback altogether.
Wow. Man, you took your minute and ran with it. You meant that, huh?
I'm serious. I'm done.
Well, my Miami second. He gonna take a minute, but 17 at halftime. Man, I saw Corey on here earlier, and when I played Madden, if I ever got up 17 points, I'm winning the game. It's called playing football.
The air is coming out of the ball.
And how do you lose a game? And I know it's a whole half and it's a scoring league and everything, but the defense didn't even give it up. The offense had them scored. But I got a comment about the Dolphins, and I'm going to put you on the spot. What is the NFL sack record in the game?
7 or 8.
I'm thinking 7 or 8.
Derek Thomas against the Seahawks. I think it's 7.
Well, I'll meet y'all next
It's really
week.
not. If you go back and look at records, there was a guy that got like 17 or 18 sacks in one game, but they didn't count him back in the old days.
Well, next week we're going to talk about how many sacks Khalil Mack is going to have, because
is he going to be on pace for something?
Because we are running around here with me and you at left tackle and right tackle, and it's bad, man. So
do y'all still have Sam Young?
That's why I made that comment. Yeah,
Bro.
When I say
We drafted that dude and cut him. Whoa, man, you can't block anybody.
if you end up if we run a play and you always the furthest guy back, then you're not good at blocking.
If you help the quarterback up,
That's not in your contract to be the first one to help the quarterback up. I mean, we
that's
appreciate
not.
it, but yeah, be in front of your guy. Yeah, man. So I think the sack record is in jeopardy, and I just don't understand how you just can't take the air out of the ball, man. Play football, too easy.
Wow. All right, so ready for some pick six? We actually daggum remembered it this time. So we're going to play a little pick six here. So more fantasy points this week. AJ Green or AB?
Man.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah. Man, I'm gonna go with
The heat is on.
I'm gonna go with Antonio Brown. Why not? I'm losing.
We're losing by one, man. You're losing by
I'll
one.
go with Antonio Brown.
I'm gonna go AJ Green because I don't like Pittsburgh's defense very much. So
More rushing yards, McCoy or Lamar Miller.
give me McCoy. I think McCoy's coming with it this week.
Man, you actually thought about that? It's McCoy, man.
Man, shut up.
Miller is like nobody right now. Go ahead.
David Johnson, more or less than 100 yards rushing this week.
I'm gonna go less. I mean, he hadn't been setting the world on fire. If you said total yards, I would have gave you that, but nah, less.
Yeah, me too. I'll go less.
More passing yards, Wilson or Carr? Here you go thinking again.
Yeah, I took Wilson up there, so I'm going to take Wilson.
All right. Well, I'm going to take Carr.
Take Carr because they're going to be behind and they're going to have to throw. More touchdowns this week. Todd Gurley or the Denver Broncos? You like that one?
Yeah, man. And I'm going to go Gurley.
I'll take Denver.
Gurley is
Can I say something about Gurley?
He's a girly man? What?
He's a girly man. I had the first pick in the redraft this year, right?
Right.
And I mean, I built a case against every single player,
that.
and I didn't know what to do. But I said, you know what? The most sure thing is Todd Gurley. Man, I love Todd Gurley. That is one dude, man. I love that dude. That was the right call, man. That was the right. Kamara would have still worked out pretty good, but nobody would have worked out as good as Todd Gurley. So I love that guy.
He is the man right now. And I see another one, but it's not in red. More catches, Gronk or Kelsey?
There's been weeks that Kelsey has been less targeted. And they're going to check it down. I'm going to go with Kelsey this week.
I'm going to go with Kelsey, but who do you think Belichick takes away? Who's he more afraid of this week? And that would probably answer the question.
I think Hunt's going to get 100 yards. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to say you're going to have to run to beat me.
You're going to have to run to beat me. I think he's going to do that. And I think
that would affect both of them.
Yeah, I think he's going to say, look, man, we'll do everything we can to take away 87 and 10.
All right, man. Man, that was very productive, man. I felt good about that.
I feel better about myself.
Yeah.
That was a good therapy. It's almost like therapy watching doing this show, man.
Coming together and getting to see each other.
Yeah.
Get to see the kiddos get in trouble and
Oh
play
my
around
gosh.
and yeah.
Boys do not pee into the toilet. They just pee somewhere in the bathroom. That's just what they do. Knuckleheads, man. Knuckleheads. I don't know who's raising these kids around here, man. They're out of control. They're out of control. So, well, that's it, America. You done. We've done it for you. Week 6, done right. Right here by your boys, Russell Mabe and Jay Thompson, Central Texas. Thank you for everybody that gave us their ears, even for just a couple of minutes. Catch us later in the week on SoundCloud, Fantasy One Game Time. Leave us your questions and feedback at Fantasy Game Time on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube at Fantasy One Game Time. And we'll be back next week to save your Week 7 from the looming bye weeks. Boo. If you have Aaron Rodgers, he's on a bye week. Until then, Jay and I always leave you with the same truth. We love football. We just love Jesus more.
Amen, brother.
Peace.
Peace.